Not sure if in the next hour, but it could. So.
Sure. Okay, so we are live now. Welcome everyone back to the CSFL podcast. It is draft lottery day for the 2014 draft, and you can hear a woo and a ooh in the background because I'm joined by two guests on the show today. Both have been on the show, I believe, before. I think both actually have been on the show for the lottery as well. So, I mean, first up, we'll probably start with the Bills GM, Toasty. Great to have you back on the show.
Yep.
As we've just been discussing before we came on, we're all anticipating, the switch to the new engine, the end of Playbook Gate. Next year could be the Bills' years, but obviously no major interest in this lottery. I guess you're just here for a bit of fun.
Yeah, it also could. The lottery does affect my later picks, so.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great to have you back on. And then also we're joined by the Carolina Panthers GM, Kairos. Kairos, it's good to have you back on the show. Last time great to have you on. Last time you was on here, I can remember meticulously that you managed to give a certain New England team a number one pick. So
while tanking my pick.
Whilst tanking your own pick. So I mean, just going to throw out there. I mean, thankfully New England have not got a lottery pick this year. Who knows? Maybe you'll bring some luck to a different team this year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Probably end up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So before we start, I think it's good just to quickly recap how the lottery works for the new GMs that have joined either just past couple of weeks or maybe joined at the beginning of last season and haven't been through this process before. So just going to quickly outline that, and then we'll obviously jump into the lottery and hear more from Toasty and Kairos on picks and, maybe players who could be going around the different positions, who knows. But in terms of how we run the lottery, we essentially look at it for the teams that don't make the playoffs. So every team that doesn't make the playoffs, we look at their record, and we start with the team that's won the most games, and they get essentially one lottery ticket to win the number one overall pick. And then from there, we go down by the number of wins the next team has. So for this season, you can see on the screen that we've got a couple of teams that we've got the Jets, who are probably quite unlucky to not make the playoffs, winning 10 games. And then we've got the Philadelphia Eagles, who won 7 games. So because they've lost 3 more games than the Jets, they get 3 more additional lottery tickets for the draft. And then we just literally build through that until we get to the team with the worst record, which this year was the Atlanta Falcons with their 2 wins, and they have 9 shots at winning that number one overall ticket. So just on the screen here, we've obviously got the percentages and the number of lottery chances that team has. I guess Kairos and Toasty, are there any teams in there that you think are overdue a top pick this year? A little bit of lottery luck?
I would say the Bengals or the Chargers. They've constantly been in that middle of the pack and could really use a lottery pick to get them over the hump.
Yeah, I see that. Maybe the Vikings, potential. The Texans, I think, another lower best, but it's all a difference of like 1 or 2 wins. So I think really anybody that hasn't made the playoffs, they're not over someone else's pick. I think anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think the Chargers, the Bengals, the Vikings are all worthy candidates. I feel the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. I was hoping would get a nice pick last year because they've been down there since the beginning and had a tough roster situation anyway. They've actually improved this year, 6-10. So, maybe luck will shine on them. Who knows? You've obviously got other teams in there like the Steelers, who obviously had Roethlisberger out for a long period of time this year. Unfortunate for them in terms of their playoff chances, but they are in the chance of the number one overall pick as well this year. So should we dive straight into it and see who is going to be the number one, the team with the number one overall pick this year?
Let's do it.
Why not?
Okay, cool. So for those of you, again, who haven't seen this, Noah, the Denver Broncos GM, kindly wrote us a code for this lottery picking situation that we have. So thankfully, anyone who watched the drafts for lottery drafts from a couple of years ago, where we were picking numbers on Excel, we don't have to do that anymore. We literally just press an enter button and it does it for us. So it'll generate the lottery odds first, and then it'll pick the team. So before I enter and see who has the number one overall pick this year, Toasty and Kairos, who do you think it's going to be?
Knowing our luck, it'll probably either be Denver or Detroit.
Okay. I'm gonna go out of left field here. Say Browns.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just feeling Kansas. I don't know why. I'm just feeling Kansas. Probably because the GM and the two assistant GMs have been chatting quite recently on Discord. But that's what I'm going to go for. So let's see who has the number one overall pick in the CSFL 2014 draft. The Giants.
Giants.
The Giants have jumped up from a huge position there. I don't need to double check where they actually were. Let me have a look.
They were one of the 6-win teams.
They were one of the 6-win teams, yeah. So they must have been mid-pack for this draft. So congratulations to the New York Giants. Having a down year, I guess. I think last year, previous to this one, they made the playoffs and looked like a pretty good performing team. They've had a couple of injuries, I believe, this year. But yeah, what's your initial reaction to the Giants getting in and grabbing the number one overall pick?
It's big. They're another one of the teams that's just kind of been sitting in the middle. Yeah, this could be a good way out. I don't know if for a franchise quarterback, Eli Manning's aging a little, but it's on the last year of his contract too. So maybe if there's a franchise in there somewhere. Actually, never mind. They just gave attention. So maybe not. I don't know what they'll do with it, but it'll be a good addition of talent.
I could see them potentially going defense and helping shore up a defense that really struggled this year, that gave up the 26th most points in the league and was just middle of the pack, while their offense was better than their defense was.
Yeah, I
see that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a standout quarterback this year. I think this is the one year we don't have a standout quarterback. So, probably are on different positions for this year. So it's a big decision actually for the Giants in terms of who they take. I could certainly see, like you said, Toasty, them taking a defensive player, certainly. But yeah, congratulations to the New York Giants. You have the number one overall pick in the 2014 CSFL draft. Let's have a look at the odds for number two then. So yeah, I mean, not too many in terms of changes of odds. I guess the top guys obviously get a little boost. Denver there with 9% chance. Yeah, who knows? Who do you guys think will someone else jump in and take the number two pick, or do you think it's going to go to one of those top three teams?
I'm going to say Seattle.
I'm going to go Rams.
Seattle and Rams. Okay. I'm going to go with the Chargers. So let's see. Pick number two in the CSFL 2014 draft is going to the Rams.
Aha.
There you go. You've got one. 1-0-0. So another 6-10 win team there has jumped in and grabbed the number two overall pick. Yeah, a team that probably needs it as a middling team again, I guess, Toasty.
Yeah, they again, a lot of like the Giants. They struggled on defense, and actually no, they struggled more on offense, running the ball, while their passing offense was really good. So I could actually see them snatching up a decent running back.
Yeah, the decent running back at number two. What do you think, Karis?
I could see. Right now, it's at lineman. They only have one good tackle, one good guard. Definitely see going an offensive pair. Defense also, if there's someone good there. I think there are on the defense. So I think they could go a lot of different ways with this pick.
Yeah,
If there's a quarterback or one.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, they've got Tanny at quarterback, so they do have they don't have a standout.
They actually got Bradford.
Oh,
They got Bradford.
Oh,
He's
is
on
he
injury
injured then?
reserve.
Ah, right, he's on injury reserve. Sorry, yeah, I was
Oh, I
just
didn't see
looking at
that.
that and thinking that's odd. Okay, so Bradford's there. Yeah, running back because you said Toasty, they probably have got a bit of a gap there. I mean, I could easily see them also going for an offense if there's a top offensive lineman in there. You know, someone who's going to sit on the in a tackle or go on in the guard or center position because I think that's something they could do with addressing. Well, congratulations to the Rams. Pick number 2. Odds for pick number 3 are up. So I believe that we are getting close now to the. So for those of you who haven't, again, followed the lottery for the CSFL before, teams can't drop further than 5 positions from their original start. So, we're not quite there with the top picks. They still could fall. Kairos, do you think any of these picks are going to fall, and do you think there's going to be another 6 and 10 team that's going to jump in here and snag number 3?
Was false. I'm false at that. Let's say Buccaneers get another team in there.
Okay. And
I actually think this is where Carolina will jump up and get their pick.
Oh, that would be interesting if Carolina jumped up above the Lions and the Broncos. I'm sure that Noah would have something to say about that. Okay, let's see. Number 3 pick for this year is going to Chicago.
Okay.
So the Bears, who had the highest chance for 4th to take that, have jumped 1 position into number 3. So I guess interesting that's gone into the division there. They were 5 and 11. I believe they're planning to bring back Urlacher from a franchise tag. Cutler obviously still going strong there. For me, I'm going to open this one up and say, for me, I think that this could be one of those positions where they look at an elite linebacker and elite cornerback. I feel that's where they've got the most need. What do you think, Kairos?
I'm looking over their roster. I could definitely see defensive end, safety. They did trade me a linebacker, but they do still have Urlacher. So if they're looking for well, maybe they don't go for a linebacker. They just go for a defensive safety, possibly even a wide receiver if there's one there.
Yeah,
I could see him going wide receiver and getting Cutler another weapon out there to help try to get through that powerhouse of a division, because Green Bay and the Lions are constantly going at it.
Yeah,
it certainly is a tough division where they do need some more offensive weapons. We'll see where they go, but congratulations to the Bears. You've jumped up 1 place and grabbed number 3 overall pick. The odds for pick number 4. So this is, I believe, the last chance that Denver can get in here. If not, then they are pretty much auto locked to, I think, grab maybe not the next one, possibly the one after, I believe. So if
their floor is 6.
Yeah, so floor 6. So they've probably got 2 more chances to jump in here. What do you think, Kairos? Do you think Denver are going to jump in here, or do you think they're going to drop?
I'm gonna say 1 more.
Okay. And Toasty, what do you think?
I think this is where actually the Dallas pick jumps up.
Okay.
The Dallas pick.
All right, let's see. So pick number 4 is going to Houston, the Texans.
Same
My
state.
goodness.
They're 7-9, so they're one of the team down.
So Houston jumps in there. Big jump, as you guys are indicating there. They were back end of the lottery. Have jumped in and grabbed pick number 4. Kairos, as you said, they're 7 and 9. Toasty, what do you make of that situation for them? Probably pretty good, I would imagine, jumping in that high.
Yeah, especially being they got lucky last year and were able to get Andrew Luck. So they'll either try to get Luck another weapon at wide receiver or shore up their defense.
I try to protect him with an offensive tackle. Maybe they have one good Dwayne one, and then the other options are pretty average. So I could see maybe trying to get that other tackle in there, making sure he has a really nice solid brick wall up front, or getting a wide receiver. But
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean
it doesn't look
Texas.
half bad.
Yeah,
So
no, it's a great situation. I mean, they had a great offseason last year, getting Andrew Luck. Probably, I would say Andrew Luck didn't have a great season. Possibly, as you guys indicated, maybe because he didn't have the right level of support around him, be it on his, at tackle or at wide receiver. But jumping in at 4, they're certainly going to get a good choice of options, I think, there to try and address that need.
And they could always trade down and get more draft capital.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's jump into pick number 5. So that is Denver's maximum they can fall. So that means that Denver have jumped in there and grabbed pick number 5. Unfortunately, dropped the maximum amount, which I then believe that Detroit is going to then drop the maximum amount. So they have end up with pick 6, which I then believe now it means Carolina are going to drop maximum as well.
Okay.
And I think we might have a run of a couple of maximum guys here. So let's just have a little look. Okay, so pick 8, we stopped the falls. So, I mean, unfortunate to Denver, Detroit, and Carolina, we've all dropped. Oh, well, that's the way things go. So pick number 8, I believe, is the last chance that the Chargers can drop. If they don't, then they will have the next pick at 9. Odds are obviously shortening now. Detroit and the Chargers have 10% chance here. Where do you guys see this one going?
I think Detroit's other pick.
I think actually either one of Cincinnati or Minnesota will get it here.
Okay. So at the moment, we're not doing very well with the guessing of the picks because only Kairos has got one right. So hopefully, fingers crossed, one of you guys gets this one. So San Francisco, with the number 8 pick, have bounced up. Not too bad. Jumped up a few places there, which then means I believe that the next picks are pretty much locked. So the Chargers are locked. Detroit's locked in at number 10, which means we go back to 11, and Cincinnati is also locked in at there. So, quick succession of drop picks there. I think, the impact of the guys jumping into picks 1, 2, and 3 have knocked this out a little bit, which means pick 12 is now an auto as well. Minnesota.
Yeah, I think it's going to be all the 6 and 10 teams now.
I believe so. And this is now where the order kind of gets set because a lot of the teams are in place. So Kansas have dropped to 13. And then we get to pick 14. And we now have a chance of someone else jumping in here. So Tampa Bay, obviously, the highest percentage with Pittsburgh and Seattle, the 6 and 10 teams, that middle pack. But the odds are shortening now. Apart from the Jets, who have still got a low percentage chance here. What do you guys make of this one?
Say Philadelphia. Yeah.
And Toasty, what do you reckon? Do you reckon Tampa Bay is going to hold on to this one? Okay, I think Toasty's had to jump off, so it's just me and you, Kairos, running through this one now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think Tampa Bay's going to hold this one. Okay, so Seattle has bounced up a couple there. The 6 and 10 teams having a bit of a shuffle up, which means that the next one is obviously going to be Tampa Bay, and then next one is then open to position changes. So Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Miami, Philadelphia, and the Jets all left. What do you make of this one? Do you think the Steelers are going to hang on to this one, or do you think they're going to drop to their maximum position?
I think they'll take that.
Okay, let's see. Nope. So Cleveland has jumped up in there. To pick 16, so they've jumped up one place, I believe, from where they were, which then means that Pittsburgh has obviously fallen the maximum 5 places to 17. So pick 18. We've only got a couple of teams left now. So Miami, Philadelphia have got pretty much even odds to grab this one, and then the Jets have a small outside shot of jumping up to pick 18. Do you think the Jets are gonna jump up here, or do you think this one's pretty much just a switch between Miami and Philadelphia, depending on what happens?
I'll go with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Okay. No, so Miami have held on. So it means that now we find out whether the Jets are actually going to jump up one place with 20% chance. Are you rolling in the dice for the Jets here, or you think Philadelphia are going to hang on to this one?
I've been wrong. I'm Philadelphia. I called Philadelphia, so let's go New York.
Okay. Yep. There you go. Correct. And then we end up with, obviously, Philadelphia.
Sorry, Philadelphia.
It's unfortunate.
That's
My
okay.
goodness me.
18 to 20.
So there it is. There's the lottery draw. Karis, I mean, what do you make of that? I mean, I guess the sort of first 5 or 6 picks pretty much decided a lot of the mid-pick ranges, where with some guys dropping down.
Yeah, sure did.
The Rams, the Rams and the Giants jumping up massively there to grab picks 1 and 2. Huge bonus for those 2 franchises, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely huge for all the teams in the middle, just trying to. Hang on 1 second. But yeah, I mean, these picks, they're huge. They're huge for all little teams trying to build up to a play game, and then for a team like Denver and us, like even 7th picks. So
yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I guess the Giants, Rams, Chicago, Texans are all teams that probably need talent more than the likes of us, Denver, and yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still happy to have a pick that I didn't anticipate. The Dallas one and the Bills one being this high anyway. So it's positive. I know that my assistant GM is going to be shouting at me on the phone when I come off of this. He's not going to be happy. In his ideal world, I guess he'd want number 1 pick somehow. But that's the way the lottery goes. What's your reaction on your pick then? I guess at 7, is it? Are you comfortable with that place? Adding another talent to Mr. Newton.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's more than it was going to be when I traded for it. Can't complain.
No, exactly. And then obviously we get past sort of the first sort of 10 or so picks. We then end up with the the Bengals, the Vikings, the Kansas all dropping the maximum 5. A complete reshuffle of that middle pack, isn't it? I guess for this lottery.
Yeah.
A lot of teams falling out, basically having the knock-on impact of the likes of the Rams and Chicago and the Giants jumping up. It meant that before, the middle pack's completely rejigged, basically, isn't it, Karis? But it's crazy, I guess. Congratulations, again to the Giants grabbing number 1 overall pick. I'm sure he's going to be delighted when he picks this up. Likewise, the Rams and the Bears GM are going to be delighted at jumping in there, and the Texans as well.
Yeah,
so
for all 3 of them.
Yeah. So congratulations to all of them. That ends our CSFL lottery. Karis, is there any final observations you want to make on the lottery this year?
So one thing I did notice is so when it's supposed to fall 5 spots, look like they're actually fall spots. Just wanted to point that in case you wanted that for future years, or just make it clear that you can only fall 4 spots.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. We haven't had that. We haven't had that many teams fall this number of picks before. So I guess we'll rejig the CBA to consider that. certainly an interesting one. It's going to take a little bit of time to rewrite this order and post it on Discord after this. But yeah, Kairos, thank you very much for joining the lottery. Best of luck with your playoff game tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you fancying your chances for that one?
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I've beaten New Orleans. I know they're on autopilot, right? Hope everything's okay with Rao, but I'd beat that team 3 times in a row.
We'll see. It's great. It's 2 inter-division games in our conference, so we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, best of luck for tomorrow, and congratulations to the teams that we've mentioned of jumping up into the lottery, and I'm sure they're going to be absolutely delighted to get into the new engine and get into the off season.